I kind of come at this issue wearing various hats. So one of them is as the cabinet member responsible for economic recovery, responsible for the city's economic future, and thinking about that deeply, about what the vision for the future needs to look like, how we move forward as a city. And one of the things that's very clear, whenever you look at what it takes for centres to be successful, is that you need non-retail jobs. And the city has thrived over the years because we've had jobs in the centre, and that they have helped drive the economy. And those jobs are reducing. So, you know, we've historically been a centre of government. We had a barracks, we have a prison, we had the police headquarters and all the staff that were there, we have a hospital, we have the county council, we still have a court system. But I think we need to be realistic. Any plan for the city's future that assumes that we continue to have a high level of local government, justice department, and other employment in the city, particularly with emerging employment patterns, and particularly in the context of a big priority for levelling up, which explicitly is about spending money in places that aren't Winchester. Well, explicitly not Winchester, but it's very clear where we sit in the hierarchy, is not a plan. It's not a plan for the city. And we have to be thinking about our future. And there are some that kind of go with theme park Winchester and think that that's enough. And I don't think it's enough. I don't think that's the breadth and the scale and the type of employment that we need to offer. I don't think it's a vision for the future. We know that we don't have enough young people staying on, particularly after university period. So we need to be thinking about how the town works, what will drive the city and drive the city's economy moving forward. And every single time we look at this question, and what I'm about to refer to is big policies consulted on with thousands of people, in some cases inspected by government inspectors. You know, policy win one, the first policy for the city of Winchester in the local plan says, encourage economic prosperity by reinforcing its reputation as a regional centre for creativity and culture. Absolutely at the core of what we should be trying to do as we think about development. The vision for Winchester ended up with an entire work stream all about culture. If we look at this city as a centre, it is a huge educational centre. It's part of who we are. We have top private schools, top state schools. We have a university and a bit of a university, and the bit of the university wants to be a bigger bit of our city. And that is part of what we need to continue being good at, and that we can't afford to be complacent on. When we looked at the Green Economic Development Strategy, and again, so this wasn't so much consulted with the public, this was conversations with businesses. And they are saying to us, key policy thing, culture, creative and visitor economy, the creative economy. One of the things in terms of being a vibrant base for business, and again, all the evidence as to what it takes to have a successful place talks about the collaboration between universities and other anchor institutions and the local business and the community, creation of a strong knowledge economy. And even actually called out as a priority action, collaborating with the district's educational institutions to grow opportunities for the creative and cultural sector. So every single time that we look at our economic future, and this is strategic work going back over years, it's got heavy consultation, we keep coming back to the importance of the creative and cultural sector, and there is literally no better way of supporting that and having a role, frankly, not just within the Winchester economy, but within the Hampshire economy, of having a top-tier university expanding its footprint in the city and helping ensure that we have a positive vision for how this place is going to thrive and work in the future, because we cannot be complacent about existing models of work patterns and employment patterns. We have to be investing in our future. So for me, the strategic case, in order to say we will work with the University of Southampton and the University of Winchester to help them strengthen their presence, to justify investment in our city, to me is a very straightforward one, and an important part of how we make sure that this is a thriving, active city for the future. But we've also heard back, and this is me as a Winchester resident rather than me as somebody who has lived in Hyde for some time in the past, which is River Park is a really special place and we need to protect it. And there were questions raised at the beginning about, was the green space under threat? Were we going to lose the covenant? Because at times people were saying that covenant will go across the entire site, the green space, a lot of the language that is used implies that the green space is under threat. That's why I was putting people, asking so many questions earlier, because that protection of that green space, knowing that it sits outside the footprint, knowing that the covenant and the open space categorisation will stay in place is incredibly important. It was very striking also that the petition that got the big response, the really big response, was the one that talked about leisure facilities, that talked about the skate park. And I'm really pleased that we've actually found a way of protecting it even more than I thought would be possible. So not only can effectively the university, not only can the City Council stop the university from stopping it being a skate park, but the university can stop the City Council from stopping it being a skate park. And there's a point here which, again, coming back to appropriation, which is if it remains as an open space skate park, then it won't be appropriated and there will be legal protection in place, as I understand it. The other thing I wanted to know was that, effectively, as I see it, we're taking this kind of high-level strategic decision today, but that the consultation, this is not the end of the decision-making process, and there will be serious, what I would call soft, qualitative, listening, understanding people's issues type of consultation happening as part of the master planning process. And in fact, it would be a material case for opposition under the planning application if there wasn't, because we require it from people in the developing master plan process. And there will also be what you might call hard consultation, where people are responding to planning applications and to appropriation decisions. So if I take all of that, if I take the, as I see it, absolutely critical need and the importance and the opportunity presented to us today for the city's future, and actually as the district's future and the county's future, in terms of the importance of extending the footprint of the University of Southampton in Hampshire and in Winchester and in the Winchester district. If I take the fact that I think, in part because of public pressure, we have really robust protections of the green space, of the skate park, of the tennis courts, of the playing fields, of the access through the site. And the fact that what we're starting today is a consultation, we're not ending it, then I think the right thing to do for the future of the city, thinking about the need to protect what's special about the city, is to support this proposal. And that's what I will be doing when we come to a vote.